Good morning. It's Monday, December 30th. Here's what we're working on this morning. Fire crews were on scene of a fire in Welland this morning.
Canada edges Germany to get back into the win column at the World Juniors.
And we'll take a look at the new trailer for Disney's new Spider-Man series. Good morning, everybody. Happy last Monday of 2024. I'm Simone Gavros in for Annette. Louie, you're in for Tim this morning.
I am in for Tim.
Steve is in for Brian. So good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
How are we doing?
Hi there. Hi there.
Steve, a little bit, one of those days you got to keep two hands on the steering wheel this morning driving in. It was breezy out there.
It was so windy. Things were blowing everywhere.
Well, Environment Canada came out with a warning last night that we could get up to some areas of the Golden Horseshoe, especially in the southern tier of Niagara, about 100-kilometer-an-hour winds. Haven't got quite that high, but there are some high winds. We'll check that out in the next little while. But let's have a quick look and see what's on the roads. A couple of minutes after 6 in the morning, and as you can see on our camera behind me, things are bouncing around just a little bit this morning. So again, yes, it's a good day for two hands on the wheel. Let's have a look down towards the Burlington Skyway Bridge area. And it has been, since this Christmas break here, and between Christmas and New Year's, it's been very, very quiet. And traffic's a little busier today by the looks of things. Down towards Niagara, it's a little calmer. Not seeing any rain at this particular juncture, but again, through Hamilton there is right now. East of Brant Street, moving along the QEW, seeing no major problems out there. By the Ford plant, again, it looks like the rain has stopped. So it seems like isolated areas, but again, the cameras are bouncing all over the place in some areas. But along the 403, Dundas Street, not seeing much of any wind up there at all. Up by Pearson Airport, traffic's moving along in pretty good shape to start the day, and it looks like, again, no rain happening right now, but we're going to be getting some flurries and some showers today. 401 west of 400, looking in pretty good shape. So good start to the day, and let's hope it stays that way as we finish off, again, this work week here for 2024 and head to 2025. I'll be back with more traffic and your weather in a few minutes.
Thanks, Steve. Fire crews were on scene in Welland this morning after a fire broke out overnight. Now, the fire started on the second floor of this building just after midnight. The building is on the corner of Fitch Street and Wellbrook Boulevard. Now, there is a law office on the ground level of this building and apartments up on the second floor. Throughout the morning, and the second floor was fully involved with fire, and they spread up into the roof area. Now, the fire ripped through the roof of the structure and caused heavy damage. All occupants are accounted for, and there are no injuries reported. There's no word yet on how the fire started or how much damage was caused. Fire crews will be on scene for the most of the morning.
Electric Utilities is reporting a power outage affecting homes and businesses on Hamilton's Mountain. They posted an update on X just after 3:45 this morning saying that over 500 customers are affected in the area of Fennel Avenue East and Upper Sherman Avenue. Crews have been dispatched. The cause is unknown right now, according to Electra's website. An estimated restore time right now is 8 a.m. We're also hearing reports of other power outages as well, and we'll keep you updated throughout the morning.
Niagara Regional Police have charged a 41-year-old man with second-degree murder after his mother was found dead during a welfare check. Police were called to an apartment building near Huron and St. Clair Avenue around 10:30 on Saturday morning. That's when they found 59-year-old Lori Conrad dead inside the home. 41-year-old Dale James Vincent of Niagara Falls is now facing a second-degree murder charge. He attended a bail hearing yesterday and remains in custody. Anyone with information about this ongoing investigation are asked to contact police. Niagara police are searching for a 50-year-old man named Chris Leal. He was last seen on December 24th around noon in the area of Merritt Street towards Glendale Avenue. He was reported missing by his family 3 days later on December 27th when they didn't hear from him. Now, Chris has a medical condition that requires attention, and his family are concerned for his well-being. He's described as white, 6'2" with a slim build. He also has gray hair and a beard. He was possibly wearing a dark-colored sweater and black backpack as well when he was last seen.
Meanwhile, Haldeman OPP are asking the public to keep an eye out for a missing 13-year-old girl who was last seen Friday night. Tia was last seen around 9 p.m. on December 27th. Police say they were told she had gone missing from an address on Sandy Bay Road in Dunnville. Now, she's known to frequent the Kitchener-Waterloo area. She's described as being 5'2" with a medium build. She has shoulder-length hair that's dyed burgundy and had temporary tattoos on her left forearm when she was last seen. Anyone with information on her whereabouts is asked to contact police.
Well, south of the border and across the world, we're just days away until the countdown begins to 2025. And yesterday, organizers at the Times Square New Year's Eve event conducted a practice confetti drop at Broadway Plaza between 45th and 46th Streets to ensure that the confetti meets their standards. 3,000 pounds of confetti are expected to be released tomorrow night in Times Square when the clock hits midnight.
Speaking of New Year's Eve, CHCH is once again the destination for Canada's New Year's Eve celebration. The countdown to 2025 will be live and will be hosted by George Stroumboulopoulos.
And we'll also have 3 amazing Canadian artists performing as well. Death from Above, 1979. Bedouin Sound Clash and Bashaw Burlot. And broadcast begins tomorrow night at 11:10 p.m. following the evening news with Jason Gaidola.
All right, sports line, and let's start with the World Juniors, where Canada was looking to bounce back from a huge upset at the hands of Latvia at the World Juniors. They were in action last night, taking on Team Germany in the nation's capital.
Played back across for Price. Caden Price, long shot, got through. Rebound, score! Off the end boards, it banks in, and Canada leads 2-0.
Caden Price's fortuitous bounce at off the end board snuck past Germany goalie Nico Pertic with just under 5 minutes to go in the third period. And Carter George made 25 saves for his second straight shutout as Canada got back on track with a 3-0 win over Germany. Oliver Bonk and Matthew Cataford also scored for Canada. A bit of a nail-biter for the Canadians, considering they were only up 1-0 until about 5 minutes left and had never lost to Germany in tournament history. Well, on Friday's show, we told you about Hamilton's Matthew Schaefer, and in case you missed it, the defenseman will miss the rest of the World Junior Championships with a broken collarbone. The former Hamilton Junior Bulldog and Halton Hurricanes suffered the injury in the first period of Canada's loss to Latvia on Friday. He's expected to miss 2 to 3 months. Now, Central Scouting says Schaefer is the best defenseman in the upcoming draft, and their director, Dan Marr, says the injury will have no impact on his draft status.
In comes Hudson. Winds it and shoots. Griffin and save. And now a chance for Ernan back the other way. 3-on-1 for the Finns. Ernan. Alosario. Shoots, scores. Thomas Ernan, overtime winner. And the Finns defeat the United States.
Elsewhere yesterday, Finland beat Team USA in overtime to hand the Americans their first loss of the tournament. So that sets up another chapter in the long history book of Canada versus the USA. New Year's Eve, winner takes first place in Group A. Free up your New Year's Eve night. Puck drops 8 o'clock, which means you'll have plenty of time to switch the channel over to CHCH in the countdown to 2025.
On this power play. Crosby in front, a shot by Bunting, scores! And Sydney stands alone. Crosby collects assist number 1,034, and he passes Mario Lemieux for the most assists ever by a Pittsburgh Penguin.
Sidney Crosby rewrote the Penguins' record books as he passed all-time NHL great Mario Lemieux for most assists in franchise history in a 3-2 victory over the Islanders last night. Michael Bunting scored the goal that gave Crosby his 1,034th apple. That's good for 12th all-time in NHL history. After the goal was announced, Crosby, whose parents were in attendance, got a standing ovation from the Pittsburgh faithful. There's his mom and dad. Here is number 87 on his historic feat.
Obviously, I've played for a long time, but just being able to play with the guys I play with over the years, it's a testament to them, and it's been a lot of fun, and hopefully we can keep getting more here.
Well, along with that, to do it here on your home ice at PPG Paints Arena in front of your family, they're in the house tonight and your hometown fans, how much extra special does that make this?
Yeah, it definitely means a lot. Obviously, we appreciate the support we get every single night, and yeah, just thank you to all you guys for all the support over the years, and hopefully give you more to cheer about as the season goes on here.
All right, let's switch gears to football now, where the Buffalo Bills had the chance to lock up the #2 seed in the AFC. They were taking on the Jets at New Era Stadium. Meanwhile, Josh Allen was looking to pad his case to win his first MVP award.
2nd and 14. Heaves it to the end zone. Oh, what a catch! Amari Cooper pulls it down for the touchdown.
Allen had a pair of touchdown passes, including that highlight reel grab from Amari Cooper. He also ran for another as the 28-year-old continued to break NFL records in the Bills' 40-14 win over the New York Jets. Now, the win improved the Bills to a perfect 8-0 at home this year, their first undefeated season at Orchard Park since 1991, which also happened to be the last year a player from Buffalo won the MVP award. Now, with the win, Allen surpassed Russell Wilson for most regular season wins by a quarterback in their first 7 seasons.
Okay, let's have a look at your traffic right now. 6:11 well, just a couple of days left to go in 2024. Let's have a look and see what's happening on the roads. Very, very windy out there, and we'll show you exactly what that means in just a couple of minutes. But first, a quick look down towards the Niagara area. And although we're not seeing any rain, we do see that camera bouncing around. So again, as Louis said a little while ago, maybe a good day to have both hands on the wheel today when you're driving out and about. Up by the Hamilton Skyway Bridge, again, looks like it's rainy there. We're going to see a mix of rain and flurries today for the most part. Moving along to Brant Street, again, traffic is a little busier than it has been for the last few days in between Christmas and New Year's. If we get up by the Ford plant, things are looking a little calmer there, not seeing much in the way of wind or rain at this juncture. Up by Pearson Airport, traffic's moving along in pretty good shape. Again, a little bit lighter than normal, but still a little heavier than it has been over the last little while. And just moving back to 403 and Dundas Street, seeing not much happening there, more or less the same. 403 west of King Road, and as we go up to the 401 west to the 400, things are building up in Toronto area, but other than that, things seem to be in pretty good shape. All right, let's have a look at the conditions outside now. So this low pressure system, the one that brought us that rain all day yesterday, it's a big system. It actually went from the Gulf all the way up into Quebec. That's how big that system was, or how long it was. And now it's moving by us off onto the Maritimes, but we are still seeing some showers. A little cooler air coming behind it today as we get a little bit of a break, and after lunch looks like we could see a little stop in the action in between two systems, one coming tomorrow. We may get a bit of a breather this afternoon, but a little cooler air coming our way, so any precipitation there will be in the mix of some snow flurries and some rain, but we're not anticipating any kind of actual snowstorms out there. But we're also watching for this low to move through the area tomorrow into the evening time, of course, New Year's Eve, just in time for that. And then after that, as we get into 2025, we're looking for certainly back to normal or even cooler than normal conditions. And we'll look at that in our extended forecast coming up later on in this half hour. Gusty winds, as I mentioned, here's what we've got. The southern tier of Niagara along the north shore of Lake Erie. These are where the heavier winds are right now. St. Catharines, though, and Niagara Falls leading the way with reported 83 kilometer-an-hour gusts. Selkirk, 76. Caledonia, 1 at 76. Hamilton, the same at 76. And Grimsby, 1 at 65 kilometers per hour. So it's gusty winds out there. Not hitting what they'd anticipated, anywhere from 70 to 90, but still up there in some areas. Temperatures outside right now, certainly on the warmer side, 2 in Hamilton, 4 in Grimsby, Toronto, and Mississauga. And that's really not going to go too much higher than that in most areas. For today, Sun will be up at 7:52 a.m. down at 4:54 p.m. We might see it later on, but in general terms, we're just looking for cloudy conditions with a mix of conditions, a little rain, a little flurry activity, and your forecast for today, a high of 4 degrees. Temperatures in general are falling over the next 2 or 3 days, still getting those 60-kilometer-an-hour gusts, probably till just after 7 or 7:30 or so. Then things will die down, and again, a mix of rain and snow. We'll look at the extended forecast coming up in a few minutes, but that's a look at things for now.
All right, thank you, Steve. Coming up after the break, we'll say good morning to Emily Vukovic with a preview of what's to come in Chit Chat.
And coming up as well, TV pioneer Charles Dolan, who founded HBO and Cablevision, has died. We'll have those details coming up. Well, let's say good morning to Emily Vukovic. Good morning, Emily. What do you have coming up in Chit Chat for us?
Hi, good morning. We're going to be taking a look at Disney's new Spider-Man series, which looks pretty cool.
It does.
A stolen watch belonging to Keanu Reeves has been found far, far away. And later this morning, we will check out the numbers at the box office, see who did well in holiday movies. And Simone, I'm excited to hear your review of Wicked.
Yes, I contributed to those great sales. But yeah, we'll have my review coming up.
Amazing. I can't wait.
Surprised you're not singing the songs.
You know, we're going to break it all down later, but yes, no worries.
It's just been on repeat on Apple Music, I'm sure. Yeah, okay. All right, thanks, Emily.
We're going to chat to you later. Okay, let's take a look at some business news now. The Canadian dollar is up 17 basis points, still trading below 69.5 cents U.S. Gold is down $5.80, and crude was up 29 cents to $70.31 a barrel. Now in midday European trading, markets are down in London and Frankfurt and up slightly in Paris.
Over in Asia, markets were down in Tokyo and Hong Kong and slightly up in Shanghai. And in North American markets, huge drops across the board. TSX dropped 50 points, while the Dow Jones and NASDAQ dropped triple digits on Friday.
Economists and real estate agents believe home sale activity is poised to remain strong in 2025 thanks to much lower borrowing costs and more favorable rules for buyers. RE/MAX's 2025 Housing Market Outlook report says that it's expecting home sales to rise in 33 of the 37 Canadian regions. It also forecasts the national average residential price to rise by about 5%. Along with falling rates, TD economist Rishi Sondhi said the federal government's recent mortgage rule changes, which kicked in on December 15th, should help lift home sales and prices. Now, while pent-up demand should translate to more homes changing hands in the coming months, he cautions that the rush will likely be exhausted in the first half of next year.
The founder of Cablevision and HBO, Charles Dolan, has died at the age of 98. A multi-billionaire businessman from Cleveland, Ohio, died on Saturday of natural causes. Dolan's legacy in cable broadcasting includes founding HBO in 1972, Cablevision in 1973, and the American Movie Classics television station in 1984. He also launched News 12 in New York City, the first U.S. 24-hour cable channel for local news. He also held controlling stakes in companies that owned Madison Square Garden, Radio City Music Hall, and the New York Knicks and New York Rangers sports franchises.
President-elect Donald Trump is asking the Supreme Court to pause an upcoming ban on TikTok in the U.S., which is scheduled to go into effect January 19th unless the platform is sold to a U.S. company. Now, in his first administration, Trump unsuccessfully tried to ban TikTok in the U.S. by executive order as part of his anti-China agenda. Congress approved the ban in April, citing security issues. In a legal filing, he asked justices to pause the ban so his administration can have time to find a middle ground and keep the app running. The move comes after Trump met with the platform's CEO earlier this month. Trump will be inaugurated January 20th, the day after the ban is set to take effect.
The discount chain Big Lots has reached a deal that will keep hundreds of its stores open. Big Lots recently announced it was preparing to close its remaining 963 stores after a previous deal fell through. But on Friday, the discount chain announced a new deal with another buyer. Under the proposed agreement, all of Big Lots' assets, including stores and distribution centers, will be sold to other retailers and companies. One of those companies is Variety Wholesalers, which will acquire at least 200 stores and 2 distribution centers. Variety Wholesalers says the stores will operate under the Big Lots brand, and it may employ the employees that work there.
All right, well, 6:21 on your Monday morning. Taking a break right now, but Steve is going to be back with a look at your traffic and your 7-day forecast.
And welcome back to Morning Live. It's 6:24 on your Monday. So let's have a look and see what's happening on the roads. Windy conditions out there, rainy in some areas, including through the Hamilton area, or especially maybe through the Hamilton area. Looking at the Skyway Bridge, you can see the camera bouncing around there. And again, wind gusts 60 plus in most areas as we speak. This will continue probably for another hour or so before things slow down. Let's go back down towards Niagara and see what's happening there. So again, we see the camera on the Garden City Skyway Bridge, and it's bouncing around just a little bit, but not seeing any rain happening there right now. Walker's Line looks fairly calm up by Pearson Airport and the 401. We're looking at conditions pretty good out there, although some rain in that area, but doesn't seem to be cameras bouncing around. Don't see any windy conditions there. Most likely the southern tier of Niagara, that's where the heavier wind gusts are happening right now. Let's have a look and see what's happening right outside, and let's check in around the Golden Horseshoe right now. So temperatures in the area are certainly still above seasonal. However, we're not going to stay there too long. In fact, by the time we get into, well, the next couple of days, things are going to change a whole lot. Hamilton looking at 2 degrees with rain. Cayuga, some mixed precip, and Simcoe at 1 degree with some flurries happening right now. Kitchener and Guelph area, again, mixed precipitation. That's kind of our story for today, is mixed precipitation. Along the north shore of Lake Ontario, everything's fairly calm, but we do see some rain moving through. Toronto, though, just some cloudy conditions right now, 4 degrees. Your Monday planner looks like this. Temperatures only getting to about 4, and kind of the day will be much the same. A lot of cloud, temperatures not moving too much, and again, a mixture of some showers and some flurries. Again, no accumulations are expected out there with the temperatures. Your evening commute to going home tonight will be a little calmer probably in the Niagara area. Otherwise, we're looking at some showers and some flurries. And the extended forecast shows that as we get into Monday, Tuesday, New Year's Eve, 2 degrees, New Year's Day, 2 degrees. But again, these showers and flurries will be with us. But after that, the temperatures really drop off and go actually below seasonal with virtual flurries almost each and every day. We'll look at more traffic and your weather in a few minutes.
All right, thanks, Steve. Of all the days of the year, today is not the time to say, hold the bacon. That's because it's National Bacon Day.
And bacon lovers are expected to celebrate it either at breakfast, perhaps with a side of eggs or toast, or later in the day. Now, bacon is no longer considered just a breakfast item. People sprinkle bacon onto sandwiches, soups, appetizers, even some cocktails like to include it as well. Here in Canada and the U.S., we make bacon from the pork belly, while other countries around the world use the side and back cuts of pork. On average, about half of North Americans eat at least a pound of bacon each year.
Okay, wait, no, a pound of bacon each year. That's like one thing, though. That's like just one pack of bacon.
Yeah, I could see that. That's not that absurd then, if that's the case.
What?
But
I have like one of those a week.
A week?
Not a week, okay, not a week, but like a pack of bacon you get from the grocery store.
Yeah, you have that on a Sunday.
On Sunday, okay, not all Sunday. Yeah. There's some great places to get local bacon. Check your local butcher, of course.
There you go.
Big Red's Bacon for everybody in Niagara. I'm sure they know Big Red's. They got some great bacon there.
Good bacon.
And where does back bacon fit on that, or pea meal bacon? I guess it still counts.
Pea meal would count.
I love pea meal bacon. All right, okay. Stay with us. We got more to come after the break.